Awesome. We're here today celebrating a fun and exciting day for 24 authors of 1% More. Linda Carmine is the heart and soul behind this book, but he has brought together 23 other authors, one of which is Alicia Thorpe, a mindset mentor, and we have Tom Loegering, who does such amazing work in the world. And we're going to be talking about what it is that he does in the world as well. But thank you for being here. I'll put the in the chat. I'll put the link to the book. It is available on Amazon. Um, and if you can't find it there, just put Leonard D. Carmine um, in the search, and it'll bring the book right up. So, welcome to this call, and welcome Alicia, Tom, and Lynn, and let's get this ball rolling for this interview. So, Tom, your chapter is called "Success or Failure: The Choice Is Yours." What is the premise behind your chapter? Why did you write this chapter for this book? And what made you decide to participate in this event?
My main purpose is that I'm trying to pay it forward in most of my actions and things that I'm doing now. I found out that I'm a total failure. I've retired 7 times, so I'm not doing that anymore. And I figured out don't work. I have to have something else to do, so I find something I like to do. Just happens to be work, and I'm part of I founded a nonprofit, um, and I have a golf course that I'm running, Sun City Country Club in Phoenix, Arizona. And our nonprofit golf program in schools is introducing kids to golf. And my main purpose of the success part is I wrote a book, Success or Failure, the choice is yours. But I'm showing kids how golf is how you live life. You make a plan, you execute the plan, you analyze the results. If they're good results, you emphasize it and repeat it. If they're bad results, you analyze and fix it and move forward. And that's how you live life. Just like the golf part of life, you analyze and you execute, you analyze and repeat. That's how you live your life. But with golf, there's other life lessons that I'm teaching the kids, which is getting them on their right path. Persistence leads to achievement. Those who lead to trustworthiness, because in golf, you're the only referee. If there's a play that you have to call a penalty on yourself, you do it on yourself. And those three things lead to a healthy lifestyle because we're outdoors and we don't get COVID and all the other crazy stuff. But that's what I'm teaching the kids is how to get on their right path, and you live your life with courtesy, respect, honesty, and integrity. And that happens to be the life that Jesus Christ wants us to live. And that's what I'm trying to show kids, how golf is like life. Fail fast, have a plan, execute, analyze, repeat.
Mhm. Beautiful. I've known you for a number of years, Tom, and we've worked together on publishing your book. And I've always been so impressed with how you show up in the world and what you do, because I've seen the life change that has happened for these young people that they learn such a skill set when they're learning golf, and with the way you've made a difference. I think your program has spread throughout the United States pretty well, hasn't it?
We're in 3 other golf courses. We're in 3 states. We're opening up at Shalimar and Tempe, which is a course managed by Don Ray, the Secretary of PGA of America. But our main thing is reaching the kids. I've personally been in class with over 34,000 introductions, and we're not just the introduction. I physically go to the school 6:30 in the morning. I quit just like a teacher 2:20 in the afternoon. I'll introduce between 250 and 300 students a day in our program. They're in school, it's free to the kids, and it's free to the schools. And then we have the kids come out one day, 4 days on campus, one day they come to the course, so they feel the ambiance of a different kind of a lifestyle. And when I have the classes, I'm able to have them sit down and I talk to them and say things like, how many of you want to be poor when you look like me? When you look like this, you don't want to be poor. And what is poor? And I ask them, what are you doing now to change? If you don't want to be poor, what are you doing now to not be poor? 92% of Americans, the richest country in the world, will need government assistance when they look like this. So I said, what are you doing? And what does poor mean? Poor, Poor, people overlook opportunities regularly.
Mm.
92% of you will overlook as an opportunity. And we talk to them about careers and scholarship opportunities that most people don't realize. 900 full ride scholarships every year go unapplied for by girls. So people save up their money or they do student loans for stupid stuff instead of taking the time to learn the game of golf and learn the
Wow.
life lessons from it. That's what we try to teach the kids, that basically you are in charge of your life. And in my book I teach people that they're a business and you operate it and you have to figure what profit am I operating this business for? And as you can figure through that and come on the other side of that, what is it out of your life? Make a plan, make a goal, make a plan to achieve it, and live
Mm.
your life that way. So um, I've I've made a lot of mistakes in my life, and now I got to this part of it, and I got to I got to figure out how am I going to get more kids through the program. Our overall
Mm.
goal is have introductions to 19 million fifth and ninth graders every year in America. We're also
Wow.
in Africa. We're in two different country clubs in Africa, and we're negotiating to be in India. So all
Ah,
that for no money, and
mm.
it's not about money because we do it all for free.
You are remarkable. What a remarkable human
Wow.
being you are. You also teach your financial literacy class to Eve's Place, which is a domestic violence shelter, don't you?
Yes, I've been doing that for about 10 years, and that right now they're still under COVID restrictions. So I did a program for them where I went through the entire book. It's 6 chapters, and I went through each one of those for them. And the goal is to let them know that they're in charge. And I tell
Mm.
that to the kids. I said, if you're not happy with your life right now, get a mirror and look in it. And that's the person that's holding you back. That's the only one. It's not your bad teachers. It's not your bad mom and dad. It's you. And when you take control and understand it's you and the effort you put out to benefit yourself first, the first thing in the book, we go through the 7 things that you have to do in life. First thing is personal. If you do not take care of yourself, you
Mhm.
cannot take care of another human being. So
Mhm.
almost every person you talk to and you say, well, what do you want to do? Oh, I just want to help people. Remember, you're a people, and start there.
You start with yourself, huh?
Start there. And once you're I do not want to give the shirt off of my back to somebody else. I don't want to cut my shirt in half and give him half and or her half and me half. That's stupid. What we want to do is figure out how we can get that other person a shirt and through their efforts and help that we might help them up, not help them out. We want to help them
Mhm.
up. And we try to start out with ourselves. If you're not happy in school, with your teacher, start reading a book.
Mhm.
Read the chapters. Turn in your homework. If you're behind in the grades or you want to get ahead, go to the teacher and say, how can I do some extra credit to raise my grades? Take responsibility for
Mhm.
yourself and admit that the person that's holding you back is you. And when you understand that, you can get out of your own way and do things that make you really happy. And that's why I say I've been a failure at 7 different goals I reached and can retire. Retirement's stupid. I mean, there's no reason to retire because we're all going to die. So why not do something while we're alive?
Oh,
Right.
that's beautiful. I just so enjoyed this conversation, and I think about, man, when I was young, if I had had somebody teaching what you're teaching me what you're teaching right now, wow, that would have been such a difference, because you
We're
just
we're
got to learn
working
your
with
way.
we're working with these kids because we know that if we can get into the kids at a young enough age, because I work with fifth to ninth graders, and I'm getting them prepared so that when they go into high school, they've already been taught most of the stuff they need to know. They're just finishing off things in high school and then deciding what they want to do when they go into college. And we've had so much success where I'll, I'll go on campus, and one of the things that we teach the kids is to do the same thing every time. When you're setting up for golf, you have to have grip, posture, and swing, and you alignment, and you do it every time. And so I always make them repeat every time. And so I'll walk on a campus and I'll have some kids come up to me and say, "Hey, Tom, every time." And it's, you don't know what you're getting. I had 2 weeks ago I was at Millennium High School, and had a girls class, and so that week was all girls, and some boy was pounding on the door, and I had the girls let him in, and he came up, he says, "I got to say hi to Tom, and I just have to come and do this." So I said, "Come up." He introduced himself as one of my students when he was a freshman, and he said, "Can I address your class?" I said, "Okay." He said, "I want you to listen to this man when he talks about opportunities. When I was in his class at first, I thought it was stupid. And I started doing what he told me to do, and I found I had some ability, and I listened to what he said. I am now on number 2 on the golf team in this school, and when I graduate this year, I will be going to college. Listen
Mm.
to what opportunity means to you." And that's the reason I do it. That's why I'm not going to retire anymore.
Well, we don't want you to retire. We need you. The world needs you. And you live by such beautiful example. Thank you. Thank you so much, Tom, for the work you do. Wow. You teach us all. So, Alicia, let's talk to you. You're a mindset mentor, and your chapter is called Life Activated. What what do you mean by life activated, and why did you decide to write a chapter in this book?
Sure. So, like you had just mentioned, my name's Alicia. I am a mindset mentor. I started doing some spiritual work of myself when I was actually leaving. I was divorced from a domestic violence relationship. So, I had to do the inner work, in order to show up for myself and my daughter at the time. I just had one child. And it just really was me taking responsibility for myself and me, kind of like Tom said, like looking at myself in the mirror and just saying, what do I have to do in order to be fully present in my life? So that's where my mindset practitioners, certifications came in, and I became a yoga instructor. So when I talked to Len about the book and he mentioned, about the different stages and the title and what he was thinking, it just really struck a chord with me that, to be 1% more, you have to take full responsibility of your life in order to live it the way you want. And, there's different ways. You can have a victim mindset, or you can have, a survivor and like thriver type mindset. And that's how I lived my life, because I choose to show my daughter that, yes, things happen and it could be unexpected, but it doesn't mean that that's where you have to stay stuck. So when I say life activated, it really means taking full responsibility. I love what Tom said about, I wrote it down, but helping, I had people help me out, but maybe they were just helping me up. I love that. That's a really good little nugget of information you shared there. So I just feel like having, a full responsibility of your life is just worth sharing, and just saying, that you don't have to be stuck where you were. And I was a people pleaser. That's what this, my chapter is really about. And I was, uncomfortable making people uncomfortable. So I would skirt that line, like even if I didn't really feel aligned with what someone else wanted to do or what they were saying, I wouldn't do much, and I was the person that got along with everyone because I didn't want to ruffle, anyone's feathers, and then at one point it was just enough was enough, and I finally, as an adult, I had to take a stand and just realize it's safer to actually set boundaries and say no and to not be a people pleaser than it is just go about my life trying to stand behind somebody. So I fully activated myself, stepped forward in my light, and was able to move forward and really kind of create the life that I love. And that's what I share. I do a lot more of like the one-on-one coaching or small group coaching, and the environment that we've created, it's mostly on Facebook or Zoom calls. It's really about empowering women to not just step ahead like in their personal life, but in their professional life. Because at one point I was making $9,000 a year trying to survive with me and my daughter. And, now I have that monthly, if not more. So I am a full testament of how you can move forward from those darker spots in your life and activate yourself and just continuously grow as an individual in your business as well as your life, and kind of pair the two together. And that's why I love doing the coaching and the mentoring. And like I said, it's kind of something that really, it touches my heart. So I was very excited to get into this book and to share my chapter on how to really grow in life and activate your life and be fully present for yourself.
That's beautiful. It's such a testament, to really step up and make the choices that you have, because we do have a choice, and because we can stay in that place and just barely scrape by and be sad all the time and not enjoy life, or we can choose to say, like Tom emphasized, we can choose the life that we want to have. And that's the whole purpose of why Lynn brought this book together, 1% more. Sometimes it's just that little tiny percent of doing that much, just a little bit different, that starts to make all the difference in the world. So Lynn, as we've, had these beautiful interviews throughout the day, and we have these two awesome people that have joined us in this conversation. Why did you choose Alicia and Tom?
I mean, these are two beautiful, extraordinary being people. Alicia brings such energy, vibration. She just has an aura around her that is just positive, and she just just has a lot of love that she wants to give to people. And I see that within her with her coaching. I follow her on Facebook and all her social media. I see what she does, and that's why I wanted to bring her in, because she brings an additional light to the world. And so I'm very honored to have you in this book. And for Tom, I mean, I had Tom on the podcast show. Tom is an extraordinary man. He's playing it down. He has his nonprofit. If you hear Tom's history about his struggles, his growth, the way he got into real estate, building his real estate empire. It is absolutely fantastic. And I didn't expect that from him when I spoke to him originally, and the amazing work that he's doing to help kids. I mean, I was getting a little emotional, hearing these stories and these testimonials from these students that just adore this man, and how he's just, leveling them up in life. And every author I have in this book are leveling themselves, because like Tom said, you got to take care of yourself first. They're leveling themselves up, and they're also leveling up other people around them in every little thing they do. In that every 1% that they do, that 1% more, they help everybody. They're doing it, and they're sharing their gifts to the world. So, I mean, I absolutely love it. I absolutely love having these two in the book. I can't wait to collaborate more with them on future endeavors and events. So, thank you to the two of you for participating in this. I'm very grateful.
Well,
I'm very grateful. Thank you.
We are too.
You've done an awesome job, because there's, I've met the first 5 or 6 authors but I get to see the book way before everybody else does, in the process of pulling it all together. And every one of you are just remarkable. And wow, this is just beautiful. And Tom, he always, you look at him and you think, yeah, I don't know what, here's an elderly gentleman, and don't really know the force behind this man, and what a wonderful thing. But he does other little things like getting on his motorcycle and traveling across the country all by himself, and just just not letting age or anything stop him. And he shines by example. I just love that what he brings to the world. Thank you, Tom. You're awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah. So Tom, in as we get prepared to close this conversation, somebody picks up a copy of this book. What do you hope that they get from it?
The, the main thing I want them to take away from the book is that there is somebody to help you, and it's
Mm,
the person in the mirror. So
Yeah.
the person in the mirror can look back at yourself and say, it is really only 1% more. I don't have to move a mountain. I
mhm,
just have to start moving the mountain. I just have to start in that direction. I just have to develop my plan. I have to have a goal before I can have a plan. I mean, if I'm homeless, that's not a problem because I personally, when I go on my motorcycle trips, I just take my tent. I'm I'm very happy living outdoors. So it's what circumstances you invite into your life. If you don't like the circumstances in your life, have them exit. You are totally in charge. It's just like you live through being a victim of domestic violence. Nobody can understand that if you haven't gone through it and you haven't seen it. But it's a thing that once the person understands, they don't have to live that life.
mhm,
You can disengage from your predator. And that's what I don't talk to them about a husband or a wife because sometimes ladies do it too. Sometimes, mostly men, but sometimes ladies. But you do not have to engage with that person. And that's how life is if this is insurmountable and I can't fix it, over, under, around, or through it. Done with it. And that's how you
Mhm.
have to deal with it. But
That's
I
true.
love this book and the idea of putting people together with different slants on how to get your life and understanding that it's you. When it's
mm,
all said and done, it's you. And it's not, oh, I have to change my entire life. I have to go and get an education. I have to go this. I have to. No, it's 1% more. It's get on your right path. Persistence leads to achievement. But if you're persistent and you have no goal, you don't need anything else. You're already there. You don't need a map. So
mhm,
you have to get your map of where you want to go, understanding that when you do pass, what is the epitaph that you want to have on on your tombstone? What do you want people to say about you? I have mine, which is I achieved success and happiness by helping others become successful. For me, success is reaching my goals. Happiness is wanting the goals I have achieved. That's as simple as life can be.
Well, you certainly lead by example, and we are so grateful that you're here and that you're leading by example. I know so many people that are at your age that probably do the best they do throughout the day is watch TV. And here you're active and busy and keeping and living by example and showing people half your age a much better way. You know, I mean,
Thank you.
many times over, but for older people, a lot of times they don't really do anything in life. And thank you for how you show up and show all of us a better way. Yeah, so beautiful. So
I'm
thank you
still
for
learning,
this. We and that's why you are doing what you do because we can't stop learning. We have to learn every day.
right?
You know,
mhm.
yeah. So thank you for this beautiful time and that together we've had some nice comments in the chat that have been kind of rolling through. So appreciative of those comments and for those that are viewing, thank you for being here. If anybody has not yet picked up a copy of this magnificent book, go to Amazon. It's getbook.at/1% more, or you can just type Leonard D. Carmine in the chat, and or in the search bar, you'll find it that way too. But pick up a copy, and if you know somebody that could really use this extra hand up and that could use the words that have been shared today, just from the interviews we've already had, or just this particular interview, share the chapter that you resonate with most, but share it with somebody that really needs that hand up at this time. Thank you for all three of you for being here today. Wow, this is excellent. It's a fun day to see all of this come together. Been a lot of hard work to bring it to this point, and Lynn, you've done a magnificent job with it.
Thank you.
Thanks to
Agreed.
each.
Great job.
All right. Well, this is the end of this stream for next. We have a next one coming up on the top of the next hour. For those listening, keep on listening. Share it out. Thank you.
Thank you.
We're
Thank
getting
you so
lots of
much.
good comments.
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.